Just need to make sure it's all in place before the game starts, and then we'll get to the teams and we will see who's on the park. So I seem to be live on Twitch, and what about YouTube? I seem to be live on YouTube as well, so that's good. But what I do need to do is I need to make sure the description's right. So yeah, it's a bit of software. I'm not too sure how you work it out. Well, that seems to be okay actually. It doesn't seem too bad. So yeah, so Arsenal versus Manchester City. So just going through the teams just quickly. I had that there actually. So much software. That's the problem. So Arsenal in goal, we've got Leno, and then we've got Bellerin and Mare, Holden, Tierney, El Nini, Xhaka. This is a second start for Odegaard. Then we've got Saka, who's been playing pretty well the past few games. We've got Pepe, who hasn't been playing that well recently, and we've got Aubameyang, who's back from injury. This is his second game from injury. Man City, it's Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, De Bruyne and Sterling, and this will be De Bruyne's first game in I believe a couple of months, because I believe that he's been injured and this will be his first game back. What a game to make your comeback against Arsenal, who, let's be honest, haven't been playing that well in recent weeks. Pepe hasn't been that good. Aubameyang played pretty well when he came back from his injury, so he'll be quite a good sight for any Arsenal fan. They'll like that he's back, because like I said, just wasn't doing it when he wasn't there. And then we see Saka, he's doing pretty well for Arsenal, but other than that, they've not been doing that well, and I think Man City are going to penalise them quite heavily today. I'm going for a 3-1 Manchester City victory. So I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube, so if anything's not working correctly, please forgive me and just put in a comment to say what's happening or what's not happening, because I'm not too sure if it will work or not, but I'm working through all the kinks to see. So just put this in. With this bit of software, it's a Restream. You've got to do a lot of fixing on the fly, as I say. So I'm just doing that as we speak. So that's why I've came on 4 minutes early, just so that I can ensure that I've got enough time to fix out any kinks for all the viewers. So I need to change my tags. This time my tags did work, but they're the wrong tags. So let's grab those. So that'll be them there. Who do you think is going to win the game? Who do you have? Just talking to myself as well just now. Football. You know, I'll take that tag off. I'm just looking at the tag to see which one to take off, but I'll take that one off. And I'll save that. So I think that's now working, but I don't know views that I've got. I don't know anything, because it doesn't tell you when you use this Restream. On Twitch, I think I'm live. I think. I honestly couldn't even tell you, but please like, share, comment, all that stuff. Just checking the stream on the TV. Seems to be up. I am doing the Manchester United Newcastle game later on as well, but obviously the focus is on this game in for the next little while. So that they're showing the teams on Sky Sports if you want to watch along, and it is quite a strong squad. I've been pretty impressed with Gundogan and Zinchenko these past few games. And as I say, De Bruyne is back. So it's going to be, I think, at least 3-1, to be honest. I don't see Arsenal anyway winning this game. But that's just my take on it. I'm going to check something. So, 1 second. Ooh. There you go. I still got a bit of a cold, so it's not great. Still got a bit of a cold, so yeah. So it's come up there. Pep has played Arsenal 22 times. 22 times. That's quite incredible. And obviously you've got Arteta, who used to be the assistant coach at Manchester City. He has learnt a lot from Pep, and he'll know some of his tactics. Unfortunately for Arsenal fans, he hasn't been able to take some of those tactics and bring it over to Arsenal yet. But it's early days. There's still a few transfer windows to go, and we'll see how he does. Now they're just doing the coin toss now, so let's check some more stuff whilst I'm waiting. Right. I've no idea if people are watching or chatting. This is it's completely new. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly do this whilst I've got a second. 1 second. I'll just go screen so it's a bit more professional. I'll put football on as well, so you can see when it's going to kick off. And it looks to be that Arsenal are going to kick off. There we go. So it's kicked off, and it's Arsenal. So Arsenal get the early break. Sorry, Man City kick off, and they get it at the early break. So you see that they're kicking right to left. Right. Let's get back in this game, boys and girls. Let's get back in this game. So Man City are playing Mahrez, and obviously with Mahrez, he can open the back door. Early gets the ball in! Just as I see that, cross from Mahrez to Sterling the back of the net. Just like that. That's why Mahrez is on the park, because he can open up teams. I was just saying that as he scored. So we're 1 minute 31 in, and Mahrez on the back is on the score sheet, back of the net. Sorry, Sterling scored, back of the net. Mahrez set it up. Fantastic there. unmarked there, Sterling in the box. There was 2 defenders just in front of him, but instead of sticking to Sterling, they seem to have came a little bit deeper. It was Rob Holding who didn't mark his man, and then Bellerin came in. Sterling gets a goal. That's it's his 8th career goal against Arsenal, but he's not scored in the past few weeks. I think he's now in 9 goals for the season. As I say, it's going to be quite an easy victory for Man City, I think 3-1. And when they've brought on Mahrez, obviously that's tactical to try and open up Arsenal. And they've also got De Bruyne. Arteta's looking quite worried there. So I think I can also go from here. I think I can also do chat in here. I think. I'm not too sure. If anybody knows how to use Restream, please let me know. Because I have no idea. And again, Man City could get the ball in their pressing. I don't know if Arsenal are going to have an answer for this. Let's see where both teams are in the league. Man City are first, as we know, and this would put them 19 points ahead of Liverpool. But I want to see where Arsenal are in the league, and they are Premier League. Arsenal are in 10th, and Tottenham got beat today, so if they were to win today, they could leapfrog Tottenham and Aston Villa. Aston Villa were also beat. If they don't win, then they're going to be in and around the teams like Wolves, Leeds, who aren't doing too badly, so they're going to have to try and get a result here. Because otherwise they could be 12. They could be in 12th place in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Here's a long ball to Mahrez. Mahrez again. He's got to run there. De Bruyne, and that was easily swept up there by Arsenal. But Manchester City are showing their dominance in the early moments. Mahrez is playing like a man who's been playing week in, week out, and we know that he hasn't. Oh, straight through! Sterling! Beats one! He's trying to beat the second man just to get a shot away. And the goalkeeper came out and got it, but he definitely sensed a second goal there. How Rob Holding is so far out of place again, and it needed Bellerin just to get in there and put Sterling off just enough so that the goalkeeper could come out and get to it. This is bad defending, and Rob Holding's done pretty well to get back into the Arsenal squad after being out on loan a few times, and then there was a time where he thought he was going to get sold, so he needs to definitely up his game again if he's going to hope to stay in this team. But in early stages, it's been all Man City. You see a push here from Bellerin on Sterling. A little bit silly. You don't want to get a yellow card this early, especially when you've got players like Sterling and Mahrez and De Bruyne, where you could meet them in the box or around the box for that matter. Mahrez hasn't played much this season, so he'll be hoping to play well this game and cement more of a first choice right midfielder. But we see him here, and he's in plenty of space. Gets the ball back. He's in the box. He's got De Bruyne open. He doesn't pass it. He doesn't pass to De Bruyne. He tries to. I think there was a shot there, and it could be a corner. But De Bruyne was wide open there. It was a little bit selfish. Yeah, he went for the shot. It's going to be a corner. That was a little bit selfish here by Mahrez when De Bruyne was running into the box. And Man City have taken a short corner. And it's De Bruyne on the edge of the box. De Bruyne went for place. And he didn't get the place, nor did he get the power. First game in a few months for De Bruyne. Once he finds his rhythm again, then either Arsenal or other teams will pay for it. Don't know if he's played any under 23 games in his comeback. Don't even know where you go in this software. That's what I'm trying to figure out. There's TSM. Hi TSM. Did you? Yeah, Man City are playing phenomenal, by the way. TSM. It's I don't see them getting beat. Here's Pepe. Pepe's got the ball, tries to control it, and Zinchenko gets to him. Here's El Nene, Bellerin, just passing it about outside the box, and Man City don't seem too fussed at the moment. They're not pushing anybody forward. They're just staying back and letting Arsenal just play just outside the box. And Tierney, I did not see. It's going to be tough. It's only 8 minutes in, and obviously anything can happen in football, but I don't see Arsenal winning this. I didn't see them winning it prior to the game kicking off, to be honest. And there's going to be a throw-in. Yeah, seems to be a retake of the throw-in to Arsenal. There's just too many players at Arsenal that they have good games and then bad games, and then they seem to try and not try as much. I've been watching a lot of Arsenal games recently, obviously due to doing this, and there's some players in there that really play well. They've caught my eye, and one of those players is Saka. Plays phenomenal. Always wants the ball. He's got the ball just now. He's making a run. There's a few people forward. Odegaard tries to play the ball blind to Pepe, and it gets taken off him. But yeah, I've been pretty impressed with Saka. Odegaard's done okay since coming from Real Madrid. Aubameyang had a fantastic game last game. Prior to being injured, he didn't really do that well after signing the contract. So it's going to be interesting to see who Arsenal keep at the end of the season. There's a lot of players that I think could be shipped out, and some players that they may want to keep. So it's a bit of it's quite a difficult job for Arteta. But here's Sterling, and Bellerin gets to him beforehand, but Gundogan tried to get it, but he thought he tried to play for the free kick there. But yeah, so go back to Arsenal. There's a lot of stuff that they will need to do over the transfer window. Hopefully they keep Arteta, because I think Arteta is the correct man for the job. We've seen after Arsene Wenger left and they brought in Emery, all it does is just create more changes, and then every transfer window, it's more change, and you don't really build a team if you keep doing that with the transfer windows. So hopefully they keep Arteta and he's able to build what he wants to build. And any Arsenal fan watching will be hoping that one day they can be as successful as Man City have been in the previous few years. That would be the dream. Right, go back to chat. Oh, sorry. See, that's what I was saying. Thanks, TSM. That's what I was saying. I'm doing that much software just now, and it's new software that I completely forgot to change the score. Oops. He did score quite early on, so I was in shock. But yeah, thanks for that, TSM. A change now. But what's everyone's thoughts on where Arsenal are going to be going? Because it is a rebuild that they need to do. But here we are. Here's Bellerin for Arsenal. Pepe's played the 1-2 and he's made a run, but the back pass from Bellerin hasn't worked out too well. But Pepe's now manhandling Sterling. That's just showing his frustrations. Well, I don't think he's a happy man. So we've seen early on that Rob Holding has, I wouldn't say allowed Sterling to get into space, but there's twice now that he's not tracked his man too well, and because Sterling is really, really quick and he's really good at positional play, that's going to be quite a risk for Arsenal when they're moving forward. Because they know that if they move forward and Man City on the counter-attack, then Rob Holding may not be there to get to the ball. So that's where we are just now. Get a drink of water. I'm not sure if Odegaard is available at the end of the season. It'd be interesting to see if Real Madrid do allow him to go if there's a team that want him. Just seen Arsenal, they're trying to make a move and even going through the centre, Man City easily swept that up. When you've got players like Fernandinho in midfield, then it's quite easy to hoover up a lot of these plays. But here we go, Kevin De Bruyne, three players round him, but he gets the ball back to, is that Stones? Now it's Sterling, it's De Bruyne. If you make a run, Gundogan had made a run a little bit too early. He would have been offside there, but it was a good run. I think that's why Gundogan didn't then pick it up, because he knew that he was offside. But it was a fantastic run. Just would have been offside. And as I say, once Kevin De Bruyne gets back into the rhythm of the game, which maybe this game might be the next game, he's going to punish a lot of teams. As I say, I don't think he's had any under 23 games. And like any footballer, even if you are that good, here's Gundogan scored the most goals since December. Even if you are a world-class player, you still need a few games under your belt after an injury. Because even although your mind is working well, your body just can't react that quick until it builds up match fitness. See, that's why I do this. I've got the mind for it, just not the body anymore. And we see Man City quite they're being allowed to pass the ball about without much fight back from Arsenal. There's Stones just ran past the entirety of the Arsenal midfield. And we see players like Zinchenko, who's up the park. Zinchenko's up the park. Nobody really giving anybody any pressure. Man City just passing it about, looking for space. There is some space actually in the park. Gundogan seems to be in space just now. He'd be there for a nice 1-2, or he'd be there to hold it up, but then they've decided to go down the right hand side. That's offside. That was offside. Mahrez had went centre, came back to go out to the right wing, and he was offside by the time he started to go back. But yeah, I've been really impressed with Mahrez. Fantastic ball there for the goal, and since then he's been playing pretty well. He did go for the shot when he should have put the pass in, but when you've not played for a while and you're trying to cement a place, you often think that scoring goals will keep you in the team. I wonder what Ødegaard's thinking since coming to Arsenal. In some games, Arsenal do fantastic, but in these sort of games, sometimes they struggle. Here's Saka though! 1-2, has a shot! And it was... I don't know if that was blocked by his own player or by Man City. It was offside anyway. It was offside. I think Aubameyang did touch it. Let's just see. Ball comes in from Saka. Shoots here. Ødegaard and Aubameyang are both in an offside position where Aubameyang does touch it, and that's why it was offside. It was good. It was good 1-2 play. Saka has been for me the standout player this season for Arsenal. So yeah, that's what I think. Right. So back to the game. I need to make sure that all my tags are proper as well, because I never know when my tags are right or wrong. Side. Oh, I need to change teams. That makes sense. Schedule. Here's still on. See, I don't know if my streaming's working right or not, correct or not, going through this restream. Because I'm trying to think, is that the right stream that I'm doing? Maybe I better go into the stream actually, and then that way I can find out. Because this in the studio isn't working properly. I can't see what I'm meant to be seeing. And if I can't see it, I can't amend it. If I can't amend it, it will not be good. It will be dire. But it is going to be a goal kick. So in the meantime, I'll just change this. Yeah, edit video. Exactly what I want to do. Tags. See, I knew I didn't have tags proper. I knew that. See, I had this software. Right, so everything's a learning curve on this software. So if I'm not distracted, I'm watching the game by the way. Just nothing of note. But here's De Bruyne try to play it through to Gundogan, and it was well. He was well marshalled there. He was well marshalled, so Lionel could come out and get the ball. But that explains why my video isn't getting many views, because I didn't have tags proper. Now I need to save it, because if I don't save it, it won't work. Tell you. Right, this is quite frustrating, this new software. I thought, no, it'll be easier. It'll benefit a lot of people, because they might want to watch it on Twitch or YouTube or something like that, depending on what they want to watch it on. But yeah, it's not really worked that way. But what I want to do is just quickly, I want to take that out, because if I don't take that out, that'll be the first thing that gets searched. I don't want that. Right, I think that's it. I think that is it. So here we go. We see Man City Stones. Gundogan's came quite deep here to collect the ball. And he's going back up the park and he's still unmarked. But here's Stones on the run. Okay, he passes the ball to Mahrez. Mahrez passes it all the way back. We see De Bruyne on the other wing, unmarked. The thing about this is if he's unmarked, which he's got the ball just now, he can create or pass a really good pass. Here we go, we see him here. He's got his head up, he's looking, he's got the ball to Gundogan. Mahrez is open. Stones up the park. That just shows you how confident Man City are at the moment. But we see Kevin De Bruyne. We see Mahrez. Kevin De Bruyne is just looking about, looking to see who's open, the correct channels. And Man City tried to run the ball into the box there and they got dispossessed by Arsenal. But we see an early run. And is that going to be offside? No. So Man City there just played the ball along the 6-yard box. No one in there, no one had committed to running into the box. And I think most of the Arsenal team had thought that Man City were offside. I think even Man City thought they were offside. So they didn't commit bodies forward. But it's 23 minutes gone and it's 1-0. And thanks to TSM, that reminded me to change the score. Thanks for that, TCM. So I've got 4 watching, but what I'm looking at is... I don't know if I've got a thumbnail on this or not. Should have. And we see El Nini. And he loses the ball. Here comes Man City. Gundogan. Still Gundogan. He looked to shoot, but he sees Mahrez open. Passes to Mahrez. Mahrez beats one. Tries to get the ball in there, but it gets deflected by Tierney. He's got his head up. He's looking for bodies. See Stones. Zinchenko again is looking for it. Gets Gundogan 1-2. Man City are pressing here. I wouldn't be surprised if they score again with it before the 30th minute. I'll double check. Double check if he is. Yeah, TSM, they've got Gabriel Jesus and they've got Aguero on the bench. I've spoken before about Aguero. His contract's up at the end of the season, so I don't know how much game time he's going to get. But here's Gundogan. Oh, and it was a last-ditch tackle there by Arsenal. Arsenal are playing on the brink, but they break away. Here's Saka. Aubameyang makes a run. Saka doesn't see him. Now Aubameyang's offside, so he's not available for this play. And he's looking at Saka, looking why didn't you play the ball sooner? But in Saka's defence, I think Aubameyang when you see the ball there, Saka couldn't have played the ball forward, so Aubameyang really should have watched his run that a little bit more rather than to overcommit. There was plenty of space where if Saka had have then beat the man, there was space to run into. So you can't blame Saka for that. I don't think I've got a thumbnail for YouTube, which is strange if that's the case. Create a thumbnail. Ah, right. I hadn't even put a thumbnail on this either. Oh, I tell you, thanks for thanks for watching TSM, by the way, because this is turning into quite a difficult watch. Arsenal v Man City. Right. Save that. See, I'm learning all the time. Right, we go back to the Man City game. That should be me now. No more technical issues, because I think I've mastered that software. We see Stones, as I said, quite far up the park. There's a ball through there, trying to get through to Gundogan, and Saka's came back from attacking to defend. Arsenal need all their men back to stop Man City penetrating. I think somebody's playing TV upstairs. Or is that outside? Arsenal do have David Luiz on the bench. For me, right, this is my thinking about David Luiz. This game may not suit him, and the reason for that is he likes to get forward too much. And as we've seen, Man City are already playing well and exploiting any space that Arsenal are giving them. So by all means, bring on David Luiz second half, but don't do it till the 65th, 70th minute. But here's Pepe trying to make a run. Bellerin sees him, but sees him late. Tries to pass the ball with his right foot, and he scuffs it with his left. Schoolboy error there. TSM, are you joining us for the Man United game? Here's Tierney shoots, and it's saved. Saved there by Ederson, and Ederson gets the ball away. Man City on a counter-attack. I believe this is Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, it was Kevin De Bruyne. Gets the ball to Mahrez, but you just seen Kevin De Bruyne there making a run, and he wasn't quite as sharp as usual when he makes a run. So I don't think he's quite match fit yet. You see Zinchenko getting into quite a lot of space. And the ball goes to Sterling. He seems to be having quite a lot of space as well. Man City 5 attempts, Arsenal 2. But here's Gundogan, he's playing fantastic through the middle these past few games for Man City. If you're Arteta, there is literally too many people on this pitch to watch. If you're trying to do man marking, I know that's really a thing nowadays. You're trying to do man marking zonal, like a hybrid of the both of the two. But yeah, it's difficult because you've got Sterling and Mahrez on the wings, then you've got Kevin De Bruyne, and you've got Gundogan just penetrating the centre of midfield. There we are. We see Aguero in the stands. It says he's on the subs bench, but we'll see. It's always the same in Scotland. Gets a certain time of year, then I'll always get the cold or whatever it is. Right, so I think that's now fixed. I think we're sorted. Thanks, TSM. Arsenal are now sitting quite deep in their own half, trying to stop Man City from scoring again. But the thing is with that, do they have the personnel to create a quick counter-attack if required? There's a ball right over to Sterling. Sterling gets it. And he's got El Nini marking him, but he's able to play it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne, Zinchenko's absolutely unmarked, 20 yards out. He had all the time in the world, no joke, to pass that ball via a cross, and he still doesn't put the ball into a dangerous area. Right, let's see. Is there no sound on Twitch? Is that what you're saying to me? There's a ball there from Leno. And it goes to Udegaard. Let me see a breakaway here from Man City. Gundogan, and Rob Holding gets in there with a last ditch tackle. But Man City keep knocking that door. And we've got Arsenal now. They're on the attack. They've got a few numbers forward. Kieran Tierney there is just looking at the options. Passes it to El Nini. Bellerin, who's not had the best of games this half, crosses it, just goes over the head of Aubameyang. But here's Saka, 18 yard box. And a cross comes in and Udegaard just can't control it. Hits him on the shin. Should have done a lot better there. Let's see the replay. Should have done a lot better than either took a shot or put it back into Aubameyang. Aubameyang holds his head in his hands, knowing that was an opportunity. You won't get too many of them. Ah, right. I see. Oops. I know what to press now. Software. I pressed the mute button on Twitch. Aye, can you hear me now? Aye. I pressed the sound on mute. I pressed the sound button, and that seems to have done it. There you go. I pressed the sound button, and that's what happened. Oops. There'll be people that will have tuned in thinking, why is there no sound? And they will have left. But here's Saka. Rob Holding's got people there. He had Bellerin, but he opted not to pass to Bellerin, and it's allowed Man City to get the ball back and try and get some sort of counter-attack, which have actually stopped and slowed down and pass the ball forward and back. Opting to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. So we're 36 minutes in here. And it's still 1-0 to Manchester City, who can go 19 points ahead of Liverpool if they win this game. And Arsenal will be in a be in a fight with the likes of Southampton in and around 10th position. There's a fantastic run there by, was that Kevin De Bruyne that made a good run? Your Stones making yet another run. Yeah, I think it's fixed. I think it's right. Yeah, fixed it. Wrong button pressed. Oh, don't I do that? It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal in their own half. Bellerin, but Pepe rather than making the run, because there was enough players back for Man City where they were falling deep, so he could have moved forward. He chose just to stand there, try to wait for the potential 1-2. But here's Saka, plays the ball in, and Ruben Diaz gets the ball cleared and it stops Aubameyang from getting it. I believe there that Pepe should have made a run rather than waiting for the overlap. He would have been better just making the run. Down Arsenal's right side with Bellerin and Pepe hasn't been that good thus far. They haven't had much joy. So thanks for everybody that's watching on YouTube and Twitch. The numbers on Twitch are starting to go up now that I've put on sound. So that's good. That's what I like to see. And thanks for TSM for pointing out about my YouTube earlier for not fixing my score. Which, to be honest, that's what happens when I do streams. But yeah, just for anybody that's now on, because I said this earlier, I'm using new software, and usually I just use YouTube, but I decided to use Restream, and prior to this I was using vMix. So anyway, so I'm using Restream and Streamlabs, and I thought I set it up properly and I hadn't. But here's Arsenal on the attack, play the ball in and almost falls to Odegaard, but Fernandinho gets back, puts the ball out for a corner. Arsenal have got 5 minutes to score in this half, and they're showing there that the attacking areas for Arsenal, 25% down the right hand side, 41 down the left, and as I was saying just not 2 minutes ago, down the right of Arsenal where it's Bellerin and Pepe, they have not had much joy. So it makes sense why they're opting to go down the other wing, where Tierney is, I would say, much better as a crosser. But here's Arsenal. They take the corner, and it was well dealt with by Man City. Can't even speak. So many things in my head that I want to say at the same time, and then I just get tongue-tied. So we've seen Man City push up the defenders about 5 minutes ago, but we've seen Arsenal have a few attacks that haven't come to much, but certainly have put Man City on guard. So it'll be interesting to see if they still attack as much as what they've done via the central defenders. And here we go. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne shoots! He shoots from the flank. That was definitely a shot and not a cross to the back post. And he almost got the ball on target. I believe if it was on target, it would have came down just behind Leno. Sterling almost got there in time, but I think if it had been on target, it was going to be a goal there. The ball just didn't dip just in time. We see Udegaard up the park. He's waiting for people to come and give him support. He's got Bellerin, El Nene. Arsenal have come into this game this first half. They've got, here we go, there's Saka, and he's got Tierney to his left, but he should have played that a lot sooner. Tierney does get to it, but he's on the stretch. Saka should have played that a lot earlier, and then when he did pass it, because Tierney has nobody marking him, he could have picked his place where he wants to put the ball, and then Tierney can just either run into it and put the ball in first time, or he can take a touch then play it. But if you play it like that, Tierney has no choice but to put it in first time, and he's putting it in on the stretch. So yeah, I think Saka needs to just slow down with the passing. It's not what you want to see if you're an Arsenal fan. Here's Bellerin at the park. Aubameyang. No, sorry, it's Pepe. He's looking. Bellerin, no! Pepe! That was fantastic defending in the last ditch by Gundogan. The game's starting to heat up now. Pepe got into a position, he definitely thought, I'm not usually in this position. Same with Bellerin. And unfortunately for those two, they couldn't get a good shot away. I think Pepe's was actually going wide actually, but he's managed to draw a corner. Sorry, goal kick. It was wide, sorry. You may see Saka again. Saka's been pretty good these few games, and he's been able to do some magic to open the door for Arsenal. So we'll see if we can do that either in this half or in the second half. For me, that's where Arsenal should be concentrating every second or third attack. And here we go, a bang yang, and the ball just gets picked up there by Stones. Yeah, I think they should be focusing their passing down, their play down there every second or third attack. Then that way, Man City don't know exactly where they're going every attack, because that's where they've been most successful. The partnership with Tierney and Saka has been quite good. Bellerin and Pepe hasn't been that good. They've not really played the overlap or underlap too well, and they've certainly not been passing to each other too well. The passing's either been too hard or too short. So yeah, Saka and Tierney for me are the creative players that are going to hopefully be used more in the second half. But we're 45 minutes in, and we've got a minute of stoppage time. And here's Udegaard, gets his head up. Pepe's going to try and beat his man. Tries to beat Zinchenko, and he tries to put a ball in. Rather than putting the ball in first time, he tried to beat his man. And here's Xhaka, and it's Sterling. That for me should have been a cross straight away from Pepe, rather than waiting for Man City to come and try and defend it. And in this case it was Zinchenko. Just put the early ball in. There was plenty of people up or around the box. So thanks to everybody that's watching on YouTube and Twitch, and subscribe, follow, like, share, comment, all that sort of stuff. Up vote, down vote, dance, all that sort of stuff. Let's see what everybody's saying on stuff. So it's now half time. So it's half time, and it's 1-0 to Manchester City, who have been pretty dominant in that half, bar the last 5 minutes. As I say, Arsenal haven't been that strong down the right hand side, so they'll be hoping to improve that. Whether it's a tactical change or Pepe's told just to put the ball on earlier rather than try to beat his man. I'm going to do this. What am I going to do? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. Yeah. I thought I typed that. Hi, Passong. How are you? Right. It's going to be 2 seconds and I'll be straight back. Hi, sorry, back. I was just doing something on Twitter, just trying to get some more views. I'm good. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm going to say that. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm alright, just a little bit. That's what I was going to say. I'm just struggling with this new software. It's I'm back. Yeah, I was just quickly checking the Twitterverse just to see what's going on and what's happening in the world, and see if I can get people to see what the view count is like in that as well on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's been quite an entertaining half thus far. So it'll be interesting to see where we are come the end of the match. That's the thing. Arsenal started to get into the game towards the end, but will Man City come back out and start off where they started in the first half? If Arsenal can play the way they played in the final 5 minutes, then they've got a chance. But I don't see it. They were just they had no options down their right hand side. Pepe and Bellerin just weren't that good. Didn't do the overlap, underlap, didn't pass the ball too much. The passing when it did pass wasn't that good. But on the left hand side, Saka and Tierney were very good. As we've seen with the stats, 42%, with Arsenal going down the left as opposed to 30% down the right, and they had much more success going down the left with Saka and Tierney. I think Saka's been a revelation this season for Arsenal. After spending 72 million on Pepe, Saka has just came into the squad and he's playing like he's a £100 million player. That's how highly I rate Saka. And it's just hoping that they can keep Arteta at the club and then keep Saka, Tierney in the team and just build and bring some players in and then coaching, and perhaps with the coaching, maybe a season, 2-3 seasons, they'll reap the rewards. Because if they change manager just now, they're not going to have an instant success. They need to build. So that's definitely what I see anyway. So let's go and see what's happening. But has anybody got any comments on what they think? I got to sleep, TSM. What class are you doing tomorrow? Right, night. So yeah, so that's my view on Arsenal, and it's just a case of seeing if Arsenal higher up see it the same way. Because if you just change manager, they're not going to get anywhere. They're not going to succeed. They're not going to instantly become a top 2 club or top 3 club. They need to stick to a manager, and Arteta had 3 seasons with Pep as a coach, so he must have learnt quite a lot he must have learnt a lot whilst being under Pep, and you don't stay as a coach with Pep unless you're doing something right. So I would stick with Arteta and just see where he wants to go. But again, I don't know what he does in the background. I don't know what his coaching is. I don't know what his training regime's like. That's something that would then indicate if it's worth staying with this manager or if it's not, because you can tell quite a lot from how the team train, what they do in training. Is it going to benefit the team? Is it going to benefit the individual? So I don't know about Arteta, but I would assume that he's quite a good manager and quite a good coach in the background, getting his training and all that set up. So hopefully, now, if they were to get rid of Arteta at the end of the season, who then do you get? Because at Man United, they finished 7th, and then they went out and sacked their managers, and now they've got Ole, when they had the likes of Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, but they sacked all those managers, kept and they're still keeping Ole, because I think they then realised that if you keep swapping and changing and chopping and changing, you're never going to get anywhere. So that's just my 2 cents worth. But it's still half time, still in the commercials for Arsenal v Man City, and it's on BT Sports if anybody wants to watch along with me. Oh, math tuition. What level math? I actually quite enjoyed math when I done it at school and then done it at university. But I know, but I'm quite sad that way. I found it quite interesting, so... what did he say? I don't even know how you get more folk watching you on Twitch. Anybody got any ideas? I've no idea. YouTube I know, but Twitch I've no idea. No idea how Twitch even works, to be honest. There just seems to be a whole bundle of menus, but the menus are just all over the place. It's such a ad hoc piece of software that's been put together. If you know where you're going, then you know where you're going, but if you don't, you're all over the place. But that seems to be the way. It's going. So, where are we? We're still half time, so I'll give me a second to check some things. Whilst I've got some time. Time, gentlemen, please. I'm hosting you on mine. Right. I think South Korea, because I know that in some countries math is a lot more difficult than other countries. Pretty sure South Korea, their math is quite difficult. I think they teach math at a higher level, so you start going into the more difficult formulas a lot earlier. So in some countries it may be seen as university level, but in South Korea I'm sure they do it at school level. So yeah, I can imagine it being really difficult. I've not done math in a couple of years. I'm hosting you on mine. What do you mean? What do you mean? What you got? What you got? Yeah. I think the thing with maths is you just have to try and remember the formula, which is a lot easier. It's a lot easier said than done. Depends if it's open book or closed book as well. Yeah, I don't miss maths at all. Yeah, Ian put a thing. Oh yeah, because I'm on Ian's on that, isn't he? That's what it is. Right, I can see. Of course, on this I can see Twitter and YouTube comments. That's why I was responding there, so I can just see. That's fine. Right, I see. Hopefully everybody sees me on Twitch. That is a theory. That is the theory. Here we go. Both teams are now back out. So far, I see no changes. I can change your mind. Right. I can see why the chat's confusing, because with the chat, this chat bot does both Twitch and YouTube, so I can see how it's difficult when I'm responding. So here we are, we've got Arsenal about to kick off here. And they're kicking off right to left. And Arsenal straight away get the ball and try and put it up the park, but it was a wayward kick there by Tierney. So yeah, it's just all about building a community and Twitch and YouTube and all this sort of stuff, and then we can do a math class. See where everybody is on their math and see where we can help each other on their maths. My maths isn't like, it's not amazing, but it's okay. Once I start doing it again, I'm okay. But you do forget the formula. But there's a ball, and instead of it getting played to the feet of Gundogan, who complained, it went to Sterling. But Sterling's got it. He's trying to beat his man. And he's in the box. Gets it to Zinchenko. Yeah, Zinchenko. And Zinchenko puts the ball right over the bar. Thing about when you're at a distance with Zinchenko and Kevin De Bruyne, they look like the same player. One is number 11 and one is number 17. And if you don't see their badge number, sometimes you can be mistaken. That's why I was looking to see which one it was. And Man City's got the ball back, but Arsenal take the ball off them, and they've got a lot of men back. But Man City are just attack. I think half time came at a time where Arsenal didn't want it because they were on the ascendancy. This is not what you want if you're an Arsenal fan. You don't want the game to finish when you're finally getting your 5 or 10 minutes of half time. But here's Zinchenko. There's Kevin De Bruyne opened. He passes it a little bit too late, and Kevin De Bruyne goes for the chip, and it just goes wide. Zinchenko should have passed that ball about two or three paces prior, but he does eventually pass to Kevin De Bruyne, who puts it wide. Once Kevin De Bruyne has got a few games under his belt, he'll be just popping those in because it wasn't far away. Even although he's been away for a few months, he's still playing with confidence. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Zinchenko. There's quite a lot of bodies there. Open, you've got Gundogan. He's now getting marked though, but he was free there for about 3 seconds. And I believe, I think that was a pass there by Kevin De Bruyne that went awry. As I say, it's quite difficult to see who it is, if it's De Bruyne or Zinchenko, but now you can see his hair. They're both similar build as well. But a long ball there from Leno, and Aubameyang just can't bring it down and control it. You feel that here's Sterling in the box, beats one, and he goes down. But it was a fair tackle. You just feel that Arsenal aren't going to get many opportunities. So when they get opportunities like that from Aubameyang, you feel that they've really got to take them. But he tried to take the ball in his stride, and it just went behind him. But let's see. I see chat. Aye, you did miss, aye. Chilling. Multiply, chilling. Check it. Ah, right, I see. Yeah, It's quite interesting. Pass on. Why do you like multiplication? I can't even say it and never mind do it. Right, let's see. So Gundogan there, again on the edge of the box, pretty much unmarked. He's actually standing there 30 yards out and he's just looking, who do I pass to? And he was not marked or pressurised by any Arsenal player. And here's Pepe, he's got it back for Arsenal. Instead of playing it forward, he's playing it sideways to Xhaka. Every time I watch Arsenal, they just never seem to play that well. I might be the Arsenal curse. And that was a silly tackle there on Saka, who was in his own half. And Bernardo has drawn a yellow card. That was silly of him trying to bringing down Saka so far away from his own goal. Pretty reckless. We see Arsenal go down the left and it's Tierney, then it's Saka, beats one, beats two, goes for a shot and Stones gets to it. He beat him so easily there. And there's Sterling went to go on a counter attack and he's pulled down. And it's another yellow card, this time to Bellerin. Sterling was off, he was trying to get the 1-2 so that he could have got a good run on, and he would have been probably clear on goal, to be honest. Touch. And YouTube. Oh, I always talk to myself. What can I say? And there's Man City again. Kevin De Bruyne's trying to make a darting run, but he does get dispossessed. But it just shows how much space there is at the back of Arsenal, that these Man City players can just time and time again have as much time on the ball as they choose, pretty much. But we see Stones. He's not coming up as far up the park as he did in the first half. And it's Bernardo. He's got Mahrez in front. Mahrez is checking his run. Mahrez gets it. He's got all day to pass this. He passes it to Zinchenko on another wing. As I say, there's far too much time that Arsenal are allowing Man City on the ball. And it's Sterling. And it goes all the way back. Zinchenko. There really isn't much that Arsenal are doing in the second half. There just seem to be there we go. There's Gundogan, and I believe that Rob Holding. No, yeah, it was Rob Holding that was able to dispossess. I was just about to say that Arsenal haven't done much in this half, apart from really defend and ensure that Man City don't score a second. But when it comes to them attacking, they've not done really anything. Man City have played them off the ball, well, off the park, pretty much every single play. I'm going to end up getting blocked off of Twitter for keep spamming it. But there we are. But here we go. So we see Mahrez has came a little bit more central, and Bernardo is temporarily, I would assume, playing in his position. But Mahrez is playing central. Can only assume it so that he can try and create another chance. But here's Sterling, runs in. Gundogan! Good save by Leno. Gundogan has been absolutely everywhere this game, but he is getting quite a lot of time on the ball. Just watching the replay, and we've got to consider that the replay time is sped up. Yeah, he gets the ball on the edge of the box, no one marking him, and El Nini does come over to try and put him off, but he gets the shot away. You can't give somebody of Gundogan's ability that much time in the ball. And El Nini clears. What shot! What shot by Kevin De Bruyne there. Once he gets his shooting boots back on, he'll definitely be scoring those more times than not. But yeah, I'm definitely banned off of Twitter if I keep sending tweets to just random profiles. But what you got to do. If anybody's got Twitter out there or anything, just share my link. Share my link to try and get more to get more people in to build this community up. That's maybe not a bad idea actually. Had them there. Streambots. I am paying attention to the game, by the way. If anything happens, I will say something. But here we go. There's Mahrez. He's got the ball quite far up, and instead of going and playing the overlap, he played the switch to Sterling, who managed to get it. Kevin De Bruyne, Fabinho. Great ball there. Ball back in the box, and it's easy for Leno. You just feel that Mahrez there should have played the overlap, and they would have had a better opportunity. And here's Arsenal with Tierney, Xhaka. So we see Pepe quite often up there. He's perhaps got maybe a little bit of space, but Arsenal really aren't putting the ball through him today. They're opting to try and go more central or down the left, which I can only assume is because of the left hand side. Probably what I should do is send into my main. See, that's what I should do. Send into my main Twitter account. That's what I should do, and then do it. And if I do that, I should get more views. Right, come on. Tierney had the ball, and Aubameyang was pretty much up there. It was only going to be a 1 and 2. And instead of getting his head up and looking, he took his time and he was dispossessed. Pretty shocked by that from Tierney. I thought he would have got the ball ahead a lot sooner. But Rob Holding seems to have been coming on and, well, seems to have been doing a lot better after making 2 or 3 mistakes in the first half. So we're now 60 minutes in, we've got 30 minutes to go. Man City have absolutely phenomenal talent on the bench. Arsenal not so. So Arsenal really don't have the numbers to really make a substitution to make an impact. But here's Saka, get the head up, Tierney! It's a bad ball, to be honest, and Tierney then puts it wide, puts it out of play, but again, that was a bad ball by Saka. He's just put the ball in, and instead of playing the ball a well-weighted pass, he's played it far too hard, and it's resulted in Tierney having to run for it. And then obviously we tried to get a last-ditch cross, and it went out of play. Can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. You've got to, if you've got time. And here's your man, Gabriel Jesus. He's going to be coming on. So retweet that, like that, retweet that, and like that. Right. So Gabriel Jesus coming on must be giving the Arsenal team the fear, because I'm going to assume here that I'm just assuming that it'll be Kevin De Bruyne that comes off, only because he needs more game time. I could be wrong though. But here's Odegaard, who's not done that much in this game. If I'm honest, I was expecting a lot more from him. He's calling for the ball, like he called for the ball there to play the 1-2, and he gets the ball and passes it straight back, and then he says to the defender, put the ball further up the park. Well, what's the point in calling for the ball just to have a touch on your stats? Get into a position. Only ask for it if you're going to make an impact, rather than asking for it just to get your stats up. I'm really disappointed in Odegaard. As I thought, here comes Kevin De Bruyne off. He's going to make way, but he did play 62 minutes, which is quite considerable considering that just back from injury, he did make a huge impact. He had a few chances, and on his day he would have scored them, but because he's not had much game time, he didn't score. But the threat was always there. Let me check chat quickly. Bit slow tonight. Can get a chat. So that's that, and then that's I keep pressing the wrong button, keep going the wrong button. This is going to be a yellow card for Cancelo, and Kieran Tierney is down. That wasn't a bad tackle by Cancelo, if I'm honest. In fact, one more person I'm going to share to, actually, just whilst I remembered. See if Rusty's on. There we are. So we see Arsenal there playing quite dangerous there from the back, but they managed to get it away. And we see Arteta going out of his manager's little rectangle to get the ball so he can get the ball back to his player that can throw it in. He's anxious to get Arsenal back on level terms as quickly as possible. Who likes this Man City top? But anybody buy it? I don't mind it. The only thing that I don't like about it is it reminds me of a 1970s curtain with the strange like raindrop design with it curls a bit. But here's Sterling holding up the ball, and it's going to be it's going to be a free kick. But he's angry with the manager, and he gets the ball and he throws it on the ground in disgust, and it comes back and hits him in the chin. Yeah, he needs to be careful because he could get a yellow card or he could get knocked out by the ball. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. That was quite funny. I must be honest. Here's Gabriel Jesus. He still got it. I thought it was going to get pulled back for the free kick there, but it's play on. And the referee's looking at it. And it was Odegaard who looked as though it was much more serious, so Man City slowed down the pace, and he kind of walked it off, and then Man City just started playing again. So hopefully Odegaard isn't injured. He should be able to just walk this off. The amount of space that Man City have down this left hand side is just incredible. But as I said earlier, who do you mark? But then Kevin De Bruyne is now off, so that's got to be some that's got to be something. But then you've got Gabriel Jesus has came on, and here's Smith Rowe on the 67th minute. This is a man who made his debut against Man City in December, and he's a man that could certainly impact this game. He's played well the past few games, this young lad. So we're hoping that he can come on and make a difference. Otherwise, it's going to be a Manchester City victory, and I think we can already say just now, even although we've still got a lot of games to go, Man City will have won the league if they keep winning these sort of games against what is considered the big games, like the big teams. Like Arsenal. Arsenal are only 1-0 down, so they can certainly come back into this game. Still all to play for. And Saka gets it, and he gets tackled. It's going to be a free kick, and as I said, and as I always say about Saka, I'm really impressed with Saka. He's pretty much came out of nowhere. When you look at where Saka's came from and Pepe, and Saka does it game in, game out, just absolutely plays phenomenal and seems to put in a 10 out of 10 performance every game, even if Arsenal don't always win. That's a free kick. It was quite a good free kick there by Odegaard, but no one in the Arsenal team committed to getting forward. What is it? That's sure going to be offside for Gabriel Jesus, but the goalkeeper comes out anyway. Lionel comes out, he wasn't sure if it was going to be offside. Picks it up, plays the ball quickly to El Nini, hoping that Arsenal would go on a counter attack, but they didn't. And they've lost possession now, and Man City take the shot, but Ruben Diaz isn't quite able to get it on target, and it's now put out for a throw-in. Sorry, Cancelo, sorry, not Diaz. But yeah, anybody that's watching the game as well, I want to hear what your views are and your thoughts to see what you think, how Arsenal are doing in this game and how Man City are. I think Man City, in all honesty, aren't even in top gear. They're just playing the game, spraying the ball about, not really trying to penetrate Arsenal that much. I think if they were drawing or if they were a goal down, they would just turn it up. But just now they're just passing it about, not really looking to penetrate Arsenal too much in case they do lose the ball. And as I say that, Tierney gets it. Here's Tierney, here's a banging on the left wing, but Pepe is central, who does get it. And Saka, Ødegaard's asking for it. Bellerin, and Pepe just doesn't commit. I feel that if he had put a foot out, he could have got a touch on that, but he just didn't commit. Yeah, I just feel that Man City are just going through the motions. They're not wanting to overcommit and then lose possession and allow Arsenal away back into this game. Arteta's giving his team some encouragement, but is it too late? Here comes Lacazette and Smith Rowe. Here's a question: is it going to be Lacazette for a Aubameyang? Oh, what shot there by Arsenal! Here we see Ødegaard coming off. He's not really done that much this game. We see him coming off and we see Lacazette coming on, and then we see Smith Rowe. He's going to come on. Who's he going to replace? And he's coming on for Pepe. So Arteta is going to go for it with Aubameyang, Lacazette and Smith Rowe. Seems to be it's going to be all attacking. 73 minutes gone. You just feel that if you've been watching this game that Pepe has done very little in the game. Anytime he's had the ball, he's not really passed it about too well, and he's not really got into the best of positions. So it's quite a good move. Here's Mahrez. He's got a few players that he could pass the ball to. Passes to Bernardo. There's quite a lot of space for this Man City team and they're coming forward. Arsenal seem to be sitting quite deep. I think I can hear music and I'm hoping I don't get a copyright strike, because if it is, it must be from upstairs or down. Is it upstairs or downstairs that's music? I can hear it anyway. And here's Man City, beats one, beats two, beats three. Mahrez. And Mahrez gets the ball and passes it all the way back to Bernardo rather than keeping the ball moving forward. And we've got Sterling on the left wing there and he's wide open. So we're 75 minutes in, and it's still 1-0 to Man City. Back to chat now. 1 second here, Sterling. He was attempting to run there and he just stopped. And here's Gundogan. Yeah, they seem to be playing quite far back now, so I'll just got to check some stuff. On YouTube and on Twitch. So 1 second, I'm just going to go and play with. Just going to go and do something because my cat is being a pain. But here's Arsenal. A bang yang. He's got the ball. And instead of going forward, they just move back. Give me 1 second. There you go. And the cat moves. The cat actually moved more than Pepe moved in the entire game, to be honest. Here's Rob Holding. And he's passed to Lacazette. So Lacazette is playing quite deep. And I've got a Banyang on the left wing. Thanks, Saka. Banyang. First time pass. Can he kick? Oh! Saka got to it, but he couldn't control it. And that could be the only opportunity that Arsenal are going to get in this game. Came to him, it was a pretty bad angle, but he couldn't control it. He tried to control it with his foot. If he had left it, I feel that Smith Rowe would have got to it. Perhaps Smith Rowe should have indicated that he was on his way in. I really don't. I don't see many more opportunities for Arsenal in this game, to be honest. Time is it? 6:05. Next game's a Man United game. Hopefully by then I've worked out how to work Twitch. And a fantastic ball there, but it's well handled there by Leno. If anybody's got any socials, put them in the chat, and I'll be sure to add you. I put my social in the chat so you can follow. Please like, share, comment. It's all about building a community here and helping some people when they've got maths. Here's El Nine. I've got another watch-along person that I want to watch between this game and the Manchester United game. I want to see what they were saying during this game. Just really to see how they feel Arsenal played. Because apart from the final 5 minutes of the first half, they were pretty poor. They've played okay this half. They've had opportunities, but they've just not been able to break down Man City. And that one chance they had 3 minutes ago with Saka, they should have done better. But here's Sterling for Man City. He's got his head up, he's got Gundogan in support. Gundogan's got a lot of people in support. But he plays back to Sterling 1-2. And Saka is watching him and marshalling him. So the pressure went to Gundogan, who then passed the ball. That's what you want to see from an attacker. Somebody that can score and create up one end of the pitch, but then come back and do defending at the other end. But Arsenal really need to get this ball back as quickly as possible so they can try and create their own chance. Play on, Gabriel Jesus in the box. And should score! And he puts it wide! Cancelo tried to shoot with his outside of his right boot and he's put it wide, but there's an injury to an Arsenal player. Let's see who this is. Yeah, seems to have been kicked in the face by Cancelo by mistake. But that was absolutely terrible by Cancelo. His only option was to play on the outside of his right boot, and it went wide. But you had Gundogan shouting, saying, "Why didn't you pass to me? If it's not your favoured foot." So Arsenal getting some treatment here. He's still down. They'll need to do some sort of check for concussion, I believe. Don't know if he's got a burst nose or anything like that. So whilst they're attending to the injury, again, they're showing this early goal from the first half with Mahrez. He's came on, he's had quite a good first half. Second half, he's not really had much opportunities to create chances for Man City. Some of the play hasn't went through him, so he hasn't been able to impact the game as much. But that was a cross there that was pretty much put on Sterling's head. Are they still looking at this injury? Is he still down? Yep, Rob Holding's still down. He's not burst his nose, but he's up now, sitting, and he's just about to stand up. So we'll see if he's going to get checked over and if he'll come back on or not. It's quite a nasty knock to the side of his head. That's where he's pointing to. As I say that, I just see David Luiz. So David Luiz is going to come on. I'm not sure, as I said earlier, I don't mind him coming on later on in the game, but what he will do is he'll try and move that a little bit more forward, and he'll leave Arsenal a little bit more vulnerable at the back, something that Holding doesn't do. So we'll see how this pans out in the final 9-10 minutes. Let's see. Oh, the big fella's upstairs. Don't know if you can hear that, but he's chewing a bone. He's chewing a bone, so he's making noise. Okay. It says I've got 6 views. Oh, is that on Twitch? We're talking about on Twitch or YouTube? Oh, YouTube. That's only 6 folk watching just now, but what will happen is it'll add up once it's finished, and that'll tell me how many folk actually did tune in. But we see Sterling here. He's beat Bellerin. He's still got the ball. He beats David Luiz, but El Nini gets back in time, and Smith Rowe. So Arsenal really need to move on here and try and get a goal back. Here's Aubameyang. He's put the ball quite far forward, and that's got to be a free kick. Instead of Stones letting the ball pretty much run out, he just shoulder tackles Aubameyang, who goes flying. That was a reckless body check. I don't know if it is going to be a... Is it not going to be anything? No, don't think it's going to be given. No, it's a goal kick. That was quite a cheeky tackle that he got off it. Gabriel Jesus to Gundogan. Gabriel Jesus has played not too bad since coming on in the second half. He's not been as impactful as Kevin De Bruyne was, but he's done okay nonetheless. And we're now 85 minutes in. Can Arsenal turn this round? That is the question. But here's Fabinho, and let's see if this is going to be a goal kick or a corner. That's a goal kick to Arsenal. So yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what everybody's thoughts are on what Arsenal need in the summer. They've got a few good players there that they're certainly going to keep. Saka, Smith Rowe, Tierney, Leno, but they've got a few players that could perhaps move on, but then they can only move on if they've got people and money to replace them with. People like Zaka, for example, good player. So is El Nini, but would it be wise to use a substitution? Comes on Ceballos. Would it be wise to try and move those people on? But then who do you bring in? Because it's all about, if you don't have people in the stadiums, then you've lost quite a lot of ad revenue. You've lost a lot of revenue. So every club now says that, or did say that, they could pretty much afford not to have people in the stadiums, but teams regularly take out loans from banks for transfer kitties or stadium improvements, etc., etc. Here's Lacazette, he's picked it up, and it's a bang. I just didn't get on the end of it. Yeah, so if you've got stadium revenue that's bringing you in 5 million per year, then you could take out a loan. You can take out a loan for X amount, as long as it only requires 5 million per year to be paid back. Now, that then allows you to buy, or perhaps get a £200 million kitty for transfers, and that's what a lot of these teams will do. They won't actually go out there and use their own money if they can. But without people in the stadiums, it's more difficult to get a sizable loan, because then you've got to take money from other areas of the club. That could be where you finish in the Premier League or Champions League or Europa. And because Arsenal are pretty low down the league now in 10th, they're not going to get much money come the end of the season from the Premier League. But here's Sterling. Plays the ball through to Gundogan gets the ball in, and David Luiz is able to clear it for a corner. Well done by Gundogan. He's having a fantastic couple of games. Just goes to show what a player can do if they get a run of games. And he's had a good few games, and he's been fantastic. And Man City just take the corner shot, but yeah, I was going to say took it short, but then Arsenal were able to get it back, and now they are about to attack. They're just looking to see who they can pass the ball to. Lacazette goes down for the free kick. Not entirely sure if there was much contact there, but it gives Arsenal an excuse to get people forward, and David Luiz and Maria forward. And David Luiz actually made his run as the ball was coming in, and where he was, that's where the ball went to. Crazy. He should have just he should have checked the flight of the ball. But here's Man City on the attack. It's 1 and 3. It's 2 and 3. And Gabriel Jesus kicks the ball right over the stadium. I kid you not, I'm pretty sure that actually did go over the stadium. It will soon be knocking on the door of Old Trafford, just in time for the Man United game. Man United v Newcastle coming up next at 7 o'clock. Tune in to watch that one. So we've got 1 minute plus stoppage time. That's going to be a free kick to Man City. Oh, it's not far up the park, it's just past the centre circle, so we'll see if Man City commit people forward. I doubt it though. I don't see why they would. We've not really seen much of Smith Rowe since he's came on. And he came on, what was it, 60th minute? 65th minute? It's Gabriel Jesus. So yeah, we've not really seen it. I expected a little bit more from Smith Rowe, but Arsenal just haven't had the ball up the end of the park too often. Man City have just been controlling it. Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, all been doing fantastic up the end of the park. It's going to be a free kick and the goalkeeper's going to put it up. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Can Leno put us in the box and perhaps create a chance? And it's well handled. It's well dealt with there by Man City. John Stones, I believe. And Saka just can't keep it under control, unfortunately. That's a free kick to Man City. That was a 50-50. It could have been either way. It could have been to Man City or Arsenal. Just going to quickly check comments. Ooh. Back. Comments. Two on Twitch. And one of them. Well, I think Man City are going to win the league. They've pretty much sewn it up. They're far too many points ahead now, and they're far too consistent. The fact that they've not even brought on Aguero for the past 2 games just shows how much power they've got up front. That they don't need to bring him on. So we're now 93 minutes in, so we've got a minute of stoppage time. And again, it's a free kick to Man City. Arsenal try to get the ball back as quickly as they can, just to try and get a counter, just to try and get anything so they can equalise. And all they're doing is they keep conceding the free kicks. And now Man City are just going to play it to the corner flag. Gabriel Jesus goes down. It's going to be another free kick. This should be the last kick of the ball, really, from Man City. They'll probably play it again to the corner flag as the referee puts down his shaving foam. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what they decide to do, because no doubt as soon as they play it, Arsenal are going to be straight in to try and get the ball off them. But that is now 94 minutes gone, so it should be the last kick of the ball. Man City have committed no people to the box. There's Gabriel Jesus. It's a throw in. Just blow the whistle, ref. Just get it over and done with. Bellerin might be indicating to get up the park, but the game's done. And he's taking forever to get the ball thrown. Back to Leno, who's surely he puts the ball straight out. Here's Tierney, the ball straight up to Aubameyang, who can't quite get there in time. So that should be game over. That is now 95 minutes gone. I believe that is game over. That is game over. So thank you for staying. I'm going to have to do some stuff with the software, I think. I don't know if I put the tags in properly to get it all working properly, and if I don't do that properly, then it affects views and all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to say bye for now, but I'm back on at 7. So thanks to Ian, George, Pasang, TSM for putting out the score, and for everybody that watched. So thank you, and until 7 o'clock, see you later. And if I press end stream, it should